Well, you have to excuse me if I sound a bit blasé about all of it. Gimbals aren't the most exciting of things anyway, and a phone gimbal is about as exciting as you'll probably get with any gimbal. Gimbals are a bit nerdy, and your friends probably don't want to be anywhere near you when you whip one of these out. But that's okay, because this gimbal, formerly known as the Osmo Mobile, now the OM5, is made for people who love nothing better than filming themselves. First thing worth pointing out, just like that OM4, your phone attaches to the gimbal with a magnet. It's got a little clamp here. You attach it. It's very strong. Look at that, you can start to feel the force around here. It's not your ordinary fridge magnet, so it's quite secure. Once you've got it on, there's not much chance that it'll come flying off when you fling it around. It even comes in two colorways now, grey and this pinkish one that makes it look like a sort of toy for grown-ups, if you know what I mean. So why exactly is it made for the selfie generation? Well, it extends like this. It's got a 215mm extension rod. Yes, quite a curious design. It makes me feel like I'm going to check underneath cars for bombs or those old radio aerials. Of course, it goes without saying that it's far more solid than any bog standard aerial. It's very firm, no flex, can't feel any flex in it, minimal flex. And especially when you're waving around, it doesn't feel like it's about to snap off, which is always a good thing, isn't it? All right, now let's switch it on. I've not balanced it or anything. With this, you pretty much just put the clamp on the phone and then put this on the gimbal, and then that's it, which is good. This is what you want. You don't want too much faffing about. So that is when is extended is on. You can still move it about. There you go, adjust the tilt there. The tilt is important because when you don't tilt it, let me see, how far can you adjust the angle? When you don't tilt the head here, if you're just using this D-pad, here's a D-pad, it's a digital pad, you can't tilt it that much. I mean, that's as far as it will tilt. There you go. That's in one direction. That's when they've split up. No, that's the other direction. That's as far as it will tilt this way. Hello, I'm over here. So if you want to have your selfie stick out like that, and you want it facing you like this, you have to tilt it like this. Now, my initial thought about OM5 is that this is essentially an OM4 that has been mated with a selfie stick. Mostly that is true. Having said that, it is quite useful to have a selfie stick. Now, seriously, even if you aren't one for taking videos of mainly your own face, there is some use with this extension. That's very backlit. The sun's right behind me. Yeah, with that selfie stick, it just gives you a little bit of an extension, so it's not completely in your face. Wow! Other than the obvious hardware upgrade, it's mostly a load of software tweakage. One thing is, as soon as it's in selfie mode, it will start to track your face like that, and it's pretty quick. They have apparently improved this ActiveTrack 4.0, which is better than 3.0. But look, it's very swift. The face tracking is neat and mostly very reliable and quick. It is clever stuff. Although an evolution of what DJI already has, it's a steady improvement, which is nice but unsurprising, as we have come to expect that they increase the version number of the ActiveTrack every time they release a new product. And well, those are really the key changes, the useful ones anyway. It does have a new magnetic clamp with a sort of fill light, although it works with the OM4, so it's not exclusively for the OM5. The exclusive bits are the ones already mentioned. Now, although you can still get the OM4 in some places, oddly priced in some shops at the same price as the OM5, you'd definitely be better off with the 5, even if you don't use the selfie stick for anything other than to scratch your back. At least it mostly has the same features, even if some of them have been designed to appeal to the very specific niche of shooting smooth, stabilized footage of your overly smoothed over facial features. Let's make lock slim, smooth, light and large. Woo! It sort of looks through the world through rose-tinted glasses. I mean, it literally gives grey clouds a rosy tint. Basically, it's a feature for people who love their own faces, but obviously not enough. Actually, who buys selfie sticks nowadays?
Actually, some reporters by themselves, like doing some just by themselves. Yeah.
You're watching the news at 10 o'clock.
Especially I look like
Yeah, you
I dress like one as well.
And I'm dressed like the person who carries your tea. Your face doesn't end up in the part of the frame that you want.
Well, sometimes I feel like I rather just point it myself.
Yeah.
I don't even use that stick. A lot of time I just use it. I just point it myself. It will follow anyway.
It's true, yeah.
So that's why when I look for smartphone gimbal, I don't need all those features. I just need it to be a gimbal.
That is precisely the point. Smartphone gimbals have been doing its primary purpose for a few generations now. Anything else is just added perceived value, and sometimes those extra few features might seem a bit unnecessary. Strangely though, adding the stick extension thing is probably the biggest, most useful change to a smartphone gimbal we'll see for quite some time. At first, what might seem like a gimmicky idea is made to feel like a perfectly integrated part of probably the best put together, slickest looking phone gimbal out there, thanks to the way that this has been executed.